Thank you to Anne Robinson for posing this question on the strength of planets in the whole sign first house due to the question of imprinting. And Trump's chart is a great example of this. He has Mars and Pluto in the whole sign first, which if it were drawn in this way with the whole sign emphasized, it would be easier to see if you look at charts as starting with the ascendant and then making boxes from there forward, which I believe is not a good idea. I think it's a mistake. So I prefer to draw it this way because the horizon line is emphasized, and it turns out that planets above that line function in a stronger way. I'm in total agreement with the work of the French researcher Gacquelin. And so if you see how this works, the imprinting that is, you see that this is the birth moment, and if you check before birth, there's a point around 10:30, for example, where Mars had not yet risen. The imprinting happens when Mars crosses the horizon around 10:39, 10:38, leaves its mark on the personality, and then becomes what the person expresses very strongly. The ascendant is the jacket, the facade, the face we wear before the world, the personality we assume. So Leo is that personality. The planets function in Leo. Any planet anywhere in Leo is going to be quite strong. Now, arguably, it's strongest if you put it closest to the line because it's the last to imprint. But Pluto here is quite a few degrees, 17, 18 degrees from the line. It's still going to present itself very strongly. And Anne's question related to the idea of what would happen if it was at 1 degree. Well, it would still be strong. It would still express itself, but probably it's stronger at 10 and probably even stronger where Mars is. But any planet in this area is going to be a planet that the person adopts openly in their personal expression. It's not too hard to see that Trump, in his way of expressing himself, wears the combative, aggressive energies of Mars. Even the vulgarity is a martial expression. He is quite open about that. Similarly with Pluto, he's openly autocratic. He's not hiding it. Now, of course, someone could argue back, object, and say, yeah, but he does subversive things too. Sure, he has planets in the 12th sign, so that fits as well. But these planets here are openly expressed. The person adopts them and works with them directly. And then the other thing is you have to keep in mind that in astrology, every case is different, and you have to assess everything very carefully. Mars here in this chart is strong because it was the last to cross and imprint, and also because at the same time it's sextile the Sun and square the MC, which means it's wired in as well into the chart. Pluto, a little less so. Pluto makes a trine to Eris, and then a fairly wide sextile to Uranus, same to Jupiter. It's somewhat integrated, but not as well or as demanding, let's say, as Mars is. And so if, suppose this planet were at 1 degree, you would then look to see what is it doing at 1 degree. If at 1 degree it's connected to planets in a strong way, it might actually make it even stronger than the planet that is closer to the line. Right? Imagine that it's at 1 Leo and it's square a planet here, maybe opposed on the other end. Suddenly that planet becomes very, very strong. So every case has to be judged carefully to make sure that there aren't considerations that change the initial interpretation.